This is Garbo Slop, my trash-locked old-school RuneScape account. Any money I earn has to be from items that other people leave on the ground. I recently made a YouTube short documenting Garbo's first, very successful hour of being a trash-locked account in a free-to-play world. And that's all it was ever supposed to be. Garbo's story was always supposed to end with him choking on some gravel that he found on the ground and thought was a half-eaten muffin. However, the demand for more Garbo Slop has been heard, and here's where things currently stand. The account itself is just under 3 hours old, and Garbo's total bank value is around 126k. And now, it's time to liquidate. Going forward, here's how this account is going to work. Garbo may only pick up items either dropped or left behind by other players. This rule is the cornerstone of the series, and I'll elaborate more on that in a bit. If we decide to train any skills, Garbo is not allowed to keep the loot from training. So if we steal some cake from some cake stalls in Arty, Garbo needs to drop it. And no, Garbo's trash does not then become his treasure. If we want any items for ourselves in particular, Garbo has to either use the stuff he's found lying on the ground, or he has to buy it on the GE using the money he's made from all his trash. And finally, Garbo is no longer locked inside the GE. This is now a members account that is free to go wherever it needs to go in order to achieve our goals. With all that in mind, what's next for Garbo? Well, today we're going to be looking at spending some time in Hosidius. A popular training method for thieving is to steal from these fruit stalls. Players tend to run between them and simply drop all the fruit that they pick up. There are a number of fruits that are worth looking out for here that sell for quite a bit. Now, I'm not expecting anyone to leave something as valuable as a papaya fruit on the ground, but I certainly think we can score some strange fruits or at least some various types of berries. With all of that in mind, it's time to enact our plan for the day. So I've just finished liquidating, I would say, the majority of my bank, and I'm feeling pretty good. We almost have an extra 100k. I know I have 10k in there, so we do have 100k. And then there's another 20k of value just kind of sitting. I'm gonna leave this stuff for now and see if it kind of sells over time, because there is quite a lot of things that people normally wouldn't order in bulk. I think what hit me the most, though, was having to sell my ashes at such a discount. They were advertised so high in the GE, and I really had to lower the price to finally get them to sell. I've decided I'm going to hold on to this burnt fish. I'm just going to hold on to it. I have no idea if I'll ever sell it. I didn't get to trade it on the GE. It wouldn't let me, so I'm just going to leave that there. What I will do now, though, is grab all of these anti-poisons I managed to collect, and let's go decant these real quick. I have a feeling selling dose 4 anti-poisons is probably going to be a little bit quicker than selling them the way they were. I do have one more, just 1 dose, and you know what? I'm going to hold on to it. 1 dose of anti-poison in the bank is probably just nice to have as a safety measure. So step 1 of today's plan involves buying baskets and sacks. Since we're going to be collecting fruit, I want to make sure that I have a lot of these on me. They weren't buying at the default of 1 coin, so I bumped it up to 5. It looks like we got them for 2 coins each, which is pretty nice. I was wondering if I should have to go to a farming store. I haven't really set a rule yet for if I'm allowed to buy from stores or not. I'm still kind of feeling that out, because certain items, I think maybe we only can get them at stores. But when it comes to stuff like this, when it sells in the GE, I would rather just get it here. I don't know, it feels more in the spirit of this game mode. Step 2 of our plan, of course, actually involves getting to Korend. So we're going to teleport back to Lumbridge. This is my first time leaving the GE as Garbo Slop since I got here. And we are actually going to go ahead and make a quick pit stop on the way there. Now, I'm playing a populated world because as Garbo Slop, I need to always be around as many players as possible. You never know when someone's going to drop something super, super valuable, and I want to be there to pick it up. And with that in mind, where I also quickly wanted to talk about something I mentioned a little bit earlier, whereby we're not only going to be picking things up that people drop, but we're also going to be picking things up that people leave behind. This way of thinking has kind of gotten me considering this series from a whole new direction, and this is why we're starting to travel beyond the Grand Exchange. Things people leave behind are very valuable at times, and just as important as the things they decide to pick up and then discard later. So our first pit stop is here in Draenor. We are going to buy a Chronicle. This is a good example of an item that I can't get on the Grand Exchange, but I do need to buy so that I have a way to kind of teleport around the map. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buy, like, I don't know, a bunch of teleports. I now have 52 charges in my Chronicle and thus a way to quickly get to the Grand Exchange, which is going to be kind of my home still so that I can sell the things that I managed to find along my journey. Speaking of journey, we have officially made it to Korend, and we are going to head straight to Hosidius. All right, I've got some baskets, I've got some sacks. I don't know exactly how many to bring. I'm trying to leave a good amount of room in my inventory. It does look like we have a couple people who are dropping items here, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff. Oh my gosh, I already got I just got here too. I already have a Golvanova fruit. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. I was not expecting to get one of these at all, not to mention in like one of my first trips here. If we examine this, it says that it sells for $16.38 in the GE. Like, that is amazing. I'm heading back to the bank after my first trip to the fruit stalls. I'm shocked. I have a lot of baskets already of fruit that are full. I have one that I need to fill with bananas still. I'm not using the sacks. I could have sworn you can put pineapples in sacks. I'm completely wrong about that, but that's all right. And I would say this first trip was very successful. I'm going to grab the one banana basket that has 3 bananas left in it. I'm going to bring with me more baskets this time now that I kind of see how this is going to work. I would say I've made maybe 3 trips, okay? I'm not counting. 28K already from just a few trips of hanging out with folks who are dropping fruit on the ground that they're stealing. Now, I get the temptation to drop the fruit you find in, you know, these thieving endeavors, right? You're just trying to level up thieving. You're not there to make money. You're there to get XP. You are on a different grind, and I thank you, because this is so much more efficient than hanging out in the GE and just hoping that people drop some nonsense. I am shocked at the amount of fruit, the amount of money that people are throwing on the ground here. As I sit here spamming my mouse and trying to collect all the fruit as fast as I can, maybe it's time we talk about the ultimate goals for this account as a whole, right? You're probably wondering, what's this all for? Why am I sitting here hanging out with people who are so wasteful? I do have some long-term goals for the account, but I'm gonna kind of keep those to myself for now. What I will say though is that I'm very interested in making my first million GP. And given the success so far of this very first money-making method, I think we can get there pretty easily. I have a bit of a disappointing update. One of the people training here did level up as I was leaving to go to the bank that last trip, and they're gone. That's all they wanted to do. And so it's just myself and this person here. And I will say, this person's pretty diligent about banking their fruit. So my time here might be over with, I mean, at least 50K in the bank, which is great. I did spend some time hopping between low population and high population worlds. There were quite a few people stealing from the stalls, but I didn't see anyone dropping anything. I'm kind of worried. I thought we were on to like a really good money-making method here, and maybe it was a fluke. Maybe the first time we went there, it just happened to work out in our favor, and it's not going to happen like that again. But let's check out our fruit tab, if you will, and we are up to 53.1K in value off of this one trip. Now, I know that these hold a little bit of that value, but not much. Basically, 50K in fruit collected. How well does it sell? Well, I'm going to go find out. Wow, while we were out, it looks like a lot of our high-value GE offers actually sold, which is great. I'm going to go ahead and just start putting this fruit in here as is. It looks like the banana sold right away. Let's see if the cooking apples sell. They did not. I don't know if a basket of cooking apples is an item that people need or not. I've never needed one, but we'll just kind of leave that there. The rest of this stuff is selling really well. The berries were worth quite a bit. They are selling almost immediately, which is awesome to see. Let's see how, I think the pineapples will do pretty good. Limes and lemons, these were worth almost nothing. I kept a few of them, and they are selling. It does look like there's demand for them. But I think my biggest concern are the apples. Can we actually unload these things? They're cooking apples in a basket. Let's go ahead. I'm going to knock the offer down to just 600 coins per basket. We'll try that. Oh, okay. Okay, those are already starting to sell. Whew, all right. So it looks like we are going to get pretty much what we were expecting to get from, picking up all that fruit and having our bank tell us how much it was worth. I will move these berries, and I'm not in a rush to sell these. We'll just kind of leave those at that price. This is looking pretty promising. And so these are the offers that will remain in the GE until next time. And once the video is ready, the next episode in Garbo Slop's hopefully many adventures will be linked on the screen. In the meantime, let me know in the comments what kinds of money-making methods you think Garbo should try next.